Welcome to Undefeated Media. I'm here with Doug Freidman, the owner, and operator, and founder of Undefeated Media.
Yes,
we turn
sir.
the tables on.
Yeah.
Doug always does a good job interviewing all our members for our networking group, LeTip. Today, Doug is going to be interviewed.
Wowee.
Doug, you said it's the first time you've ever been interviewed?
Oh yeah, we're always spotlighting businesses, so this is a great change. So yeah, we're an open book.
Hey, it's a change for me because I've never interviewed anybody on
No,
the air.
wowee.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But look,
Nice.
Before we begin,
Yes.
Since you said it is kind of common knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
we have to mention 4 months from now, there's going to be a huge change in your life.
Oh yes.
Would you like to tell your fans what it is?
Oh yes. So I'm pregnant. If you can't tell. No, we're expecting a baby girl. Samantha is the name that's in the lead. So Samantha is in the lead for name, and she's due February 2nd.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So you give me goosebumps.
Bringing
back some memories.
Yeah.
And that's just totally awesome.
Thank you.
And when you become a dad, it just becomes natural, and you'll figure it all out like the day you become a grandpa. And until then, it doesn't.
Absolutely. Steve, if you can, real quick, because we just moved the stuff around, just turn the microphone around.
Turn it around.
There you go. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. There you go.
Okay.
Now put that. Yeah, there you
Is that
go.
a little better?
Yeah, and then a little closer, and you're good to go.
Okay. Good.
There we
Talk
go.
louder if you want.
Oh yeah.
So, Undefeated Media.
Yes, sir.
You are a full-service video production business.
Yes.
So we all know what videos are.
Yes.
But how it works and who it works with is still a mystery, especially to people like me.
Uh-huh.
So who are your prime customers or clients?
Yeah, so we are a full service production and marketing studio.
And marketing.
So yes, so like the production side of things, in this day and age, video is the number one way to do well on social media, promote your business. It's just the way the world is working right now, especially with when TikTok came out and grew so fast, all the other social media platforms started copying it because it was one of the fastest growing apps. So, Instagram came out and said, we're no longer a photo sharing app, which was what Instagram built.
Still photos, in other words.
Well, they don't want to be known for that. So Instagram started it, and it was just pictures. Like at the beginning, when Instagram came out, it was just pictures. And they've kind of evolved. When Snapchat started to rise in its fame, Instagram started stealing the parts that were working well for it and implemented into their platform. So like that's where Instagram stories comes in. Those stories that are at the top of the feed that go away in 24 hours. That's a Snapchat feature that they stole, right? And now with the rise of TikTok, Instagram took what's working for TikTok, which is these that they call Instagram Reels, which is basically their version of TikTok, and they're short form videos that are vertical. And Instagram came out and said, we're no longer a photo sharing app. So if you put on photos, we'll show them to people, but we're really putting a lot of our time and effort into video. So so if you do what these platforms are telling you to do, if they say, hey, we're doing this, and you do what they're asking you to do, they're going to give you bonus points. They're going to give you more recognition. They're going to show your post to more people. So right now, video's really a hot commodity, and it's the type of content that you want to put out there because you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Now, if you have nice photos, you can put them and edit them together and make a video out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could still have nice photos, but like you just want to do what the algorithms are telling you to do, because wouldn't you want them on your side? Wouldn't you want the best bang for your buck? So that's what we do. We're very guerrilla style marketing, where we're going to get our clients the best bang for buck, and we're going to do what we need to do to get their content out in front, to get their business in the forefront.
Okay, the word that sticks with me most when you say change, and I mean, I hear you talking about these things almost every week, and every week is something different.
Yeah.
So it seems that you really have to keep your fingers on the pulse of that change. Otherwise, you're going to be way behind.
And that's kind of what separates us from anyone running around with a cell phone saying they're like a marketing expert, because there are a lot of those, and there's a lot of college kids that say they can run their social media and stuff like that, and I'm sure they do a great job as well, but nothing compares to someone who's got 24/7 in it always.
Well, plus you have a little bit of experience, I think. Too.
Absolutely.
Going back to, I think, in grade school or high school,
Absolutely.
and
Oh
that
yeah.
was a couple of years ago.
Yes,
So
yes,
you
yes.
you do know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, all right. So a business realizes, hey, we got to use videos. We got to get out there. We got to use social media. And
Yeah.
social media, that's one of the things in LeTip. You're a social media person.
Yeah.
How do they use it? Somebody has a business
Mhm.
and they're talking to you and you're going to put together a video.
Mhm.
What is the next step to get that video out in front of eyeballs
Okay.
to bring in business?
All right. So the way we do things is a little bit different. So instead of hiring, a video company to come do one video for a couple $1,000s, hand you that video and say, good luck to you, we work more on like a monthly retainer. We set up a package based on the business wants and needs, because we do a vast assortment of things here in the digital realm, digital marketing and social media. So we look at what the business wants and needs are, and we make them a custom package. It's one video may help, but it's not going to change the world, right?
It's not going to change. It's going to look old after a while.
Exactly. So you want to have consistent things up, right? So when we're working with clients, we try to find out like what's going on in their business, what do they want to be seen, what do they want their customers to know, and we're going to make micro pieces of content from that. One great example, the best way to go about this is for some of our clients, we have them do a podcast, so they can come sit down in the studio for like an hour.
Podcast.
Yeah, talk about what's going on in there. We got real estate agents, right? So we got some real estate clients that they come in, they talk about what's going on in the real estate world. They talk about different areas and different towns, and then we have a full hour-long podcast that goes up on Facebook, YouTube, just like this is going on right now. Some of them go live stream on LinkedIn. But at the end of the day, we could take that video, chop it up into little minute segments of when they said something entertaining, funny, or informational. And now we have social media content that we can sprinkle.
So you're getting your customers right out there with podcasts.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're updating them.
Yeah. I mean, most of our clients that do a podcast are doing one once a week at least. And that's just the quickest, like we want to work smarter, not harder.
Sure.
So that's the quickest way, because so many times people think, what should my video be, or what should I do? And we push them like, we got to do something. So what can we do the quickest to get that out? And each client's different. So we sit down with them and we kind of analyze what their business is and the best, marketing for them. So like, without naming names, like I'm just trying to keep this super generic.
Well, you can name names.
Okay. I keep trying to keep this super generic. But we got Jeffrey Krentzman. We'll use him as an example. He has Mind Your Puckin' Business, and it's a sports show that talks about business and sports. He's an entrepreneur. He has a company called the Barbecue Cleaner, where he helps people franchise themselves across the nation and open their own business to like have this barbecue cleaning company. But a big passion of his is sports. So he has this podcast called Mind Your Puckin' Business, and he helps
hockey.
Yeah, he loves hockey. He's a huge Ranger fan. But like he comes in, he does his podcast. We pull out clips. He talks about the players. He talks about the trades. Now every single business is going to be different. Not his strategy for his podcast is going to be different than like a real estate agent strategy. It's going to be different than a dentist strategy. So like what is going on in their business is a huge aspect of it, which we like to analyze. And for example, we're doing stuff with Ross Electric. Yeah. So I'll use him as an example, because we're kind of reinventing the wheel with how people think about electric. So like podcast is coming for Tom Robbins, but we're doing this Friday our second heckle hole. So what is a heckle hole, you might be asking?
I was gonna ask you, what is a heckle hole?
What is a heckle hole? So they sponsor a lot of golf outings, and and Ross Electric is really well in the community, helping out the community, and they like to do they like to do a lot of charity events and like to do charity golfing. So they decided to start this thing called the heckle hole, which basically we go to these charity events, and the hole that they're sponsoring, they're going to have a comedian there heckling the golfers. And it's all in good fun. It's nothing. No one's feelings are going to be hurt.
Nobody's going to take that seriously.
Yeah, it's a heckle hole, and everyone knows it's there.
In the woods.
Yeah. Everyone knows he's there, and everyone knows what's doing. But it's sponsored by Ross Electric. Now, why would an electric company want to do anything with golf or comedians? It's not about like you don't need to sell someone every single thing you put out. As soon as you start selling somebody or talking sales, especially on social media, they're off to the next post.
That's what you call commission breath?
Yes. Steve's listening. Steve listens. So yes, commission breath in sales. They call it commission breath. People can tell when you're selling. And in social media world, people can also tell and see when it's a sale. So when they're on their page, I'll just pull it up. When they're on their, let's just say Facebook, that's right. Okay. They're on here. They're scrolling. Like you guys can't see, but they're just scrolling. Now, this guy, I've been seeing this guy. You probably can't see. This guy's been popping up on my feed like every day. They're spending mega money on this ad, but I know it's an ad. I'm not interested. I'm scrolling to the next thing.
Sure.
So if you're selling something, they could tell. Here's Caesar's Casino. I'm not paying attention to Caesar's Casino. I know it's a sale.
So it seems like you want to give them something which is a grabber that's going to bring them in.
Yes. So they call it.
I'm trying to sell you something.
In my world, they call it the hook. So you have 3 seconds to hook them in, right? So we just passed Caesars. Now I knew it was an ad. Use Caesars to make your sports bet, whatever. I don't care, right? I'm scrolling to the next thing. Now Caesars made a post like 3 tips to win at blackjack. I might pay attention to that. That might hook me in. I'm going to Atlantic City next week. How am I going to win at blackjack, right? Yeah. So like. What we want to do is hook them in and give the people who are consuming the content what they want, what they're looking for, some type of value, because if we're selling, they're not going to pay attention to it. And we're going to wind up spending a lot more money trying to promote this content that they don't even care about than if we give value and they get so much value out of it that they wind up sharing it to their friends. Like, check this out. Like, yo, we're going to Atlantic City. Check out how to win blackjack. We're going. Like, get ready.
Sweet.
Exactly.
Hey, let me ask you a question too. I mean, I know some of your clients, and you've been talking about some of them now. It seems like your clients are very diversified.
Yes.
Now you don't zero in on one particular business or industry. Yeah. You kind of are able to spread out.
Yeah. So what we found, that's also one reason why we're different. What we found, most people in our industry, they'll be the dentist marketer. They'll go to all the dentists in the area. I do marketing and social media for dentists. I can help you. They take the same smile, they slap on a different logo, and they post it for all the dentists. Now, that's fine. I'm sure they can get results. I'm sure they're helping the dentists, which is fine. But what we find that's way more, which helps growth 10x, if you will, is that we only want the one dentist.
Sure.
We want to work with one dentist. We want to work with one real estate agent. We want to work with one electrician, because now we're able to bring them all together, make content with them, and help them all grow together. So we're like, our business is like a walking LeTip group on its own.
I can see that.
But yeah, and the things that work for one business might not work for another. So we kind of have this well-rounded, diverse clientele, and we're all helping each other.
Yeah. Let me ask you too. I got to go back.
Yeah.
To the heckle hole. I don't play golf, but I would probably walk on a golf just to see the heckle. Whose idea was that? Was that yours or Tom's?
I was definitely Tom's. Tom gets 100% credit for that.
And you encouraged him.
Absolutely. So he was talking about he's going to these golf things, and absolutely, and he was talking about like, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? And I said, absolutely, let's do it.
I mean, nobody's done that before.
I don't think. No, I have not seen it. So the first one we did was a couple months ago with another client of ours, Jimmy Palumbo, who's been in movies and he's a comedian around here. So he was the first comedian of the heckle hole, and we did it at White Beaches or White Sands in Closter.
Okay.
For Matt Libyan's and John Wilkins golf event.
Those guys
so that was the first heckle hole. Yep.
Fundraisers.
So we did it for them. And now there's a great golf tournament coming up, a great charity event coming up October 7th, which is this Friday.
October 7th.
October 7th, this Friday. And it's going to be another heckle hole. And, we're bringing the band back together. We're going. So Tom Robbins has his hole, and we're going to, when you come to his hole of Ross Electric, there'll be a whole setup with cameras and a comedian heckling the golfers as they come in.
Let me ask you a question. How could you forget that?
Right?
I mean, how can you forget that? And you see Ross Electric.
Yeah. So it's memorable. And now, not only is it memorable for the people there, it's all recorded and we edit it all up. So now there's going to be these little little bite-sized clips of the heckle hole, a couple jokes here and there. Not only will we have a nice like 5-minute video, but we'll also have little minute clips of the heckling, which all has Ross Electric all over it.
I could see other golf events wanting to borrow that.
Huh?
You better get a copy.
Absolutely.
Hey, let me ask you too. You mentioned podcasts, like podcast.
Yeah.
I think of podcasts. I'm listening to Freakonomics or something like that. So anybody who has a podcast, basically, you say the Heck a Hole podcast or whatever you want to call it. Anybody can go on there just like they would get any other podcast. Listen to it, hear it.
Yeah. So, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's ways you can do a lot of this stuff for free or a la carte, right? But you're not going to get the features and stuff that we do. So when we do your podcast, you come in for an hour and we put your podcast on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, like it goes up everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Now the good part about that is we've recorded. So the full videos on Facebook and YouTube, it's on iTunes, it's on the podcast platform, it's on Spotify, iHeart, all of it. It all goes out. It all goes out everywhere, wherever podcasts are found.
So if you want somebody to see that title of that podcast, they never heard of it before, but you can get out there with social media and they could see
So I'm going to be straight up. I'm not worried if someone downloads the podcast on Spotify. The reason why my goal with podcasting, it's an easy way to get my client in a chair talking about what he's passionate about and what he does. And now I have all these clips from all the cameras that I could cut up and put them out there.
Sure.
And whether they're providing value, and I push them. I don't want the podcast. Yeah. I'm not trying to, when I'm talking to clients, I'm not trying to have them do a whole hour of selling.
Sure.
It's like, let's talk about 3 tips to succeed in your industry. And let's provide value. Right. We could pull those clips. For example, going back to Mind Your Fucking Business, we just wrapped up today, and every week the NFL has started. So every week he gives his weekly picks.
Okay.
He picks 5 or 6 games. We let it ride, and then the next week he recaps it. So if you're paying attention, because we just talked about this today in his podcast, if you're paying attention to him and his weekly picks, he's making you money because out of the 4 weeks, he's won 3 of them. So if you listen to his picks, you're going to make money.
That's a heck of a hook.
Yeah. And last year, so we keep track. So last year, if you listened to his podcast last year and made the same picks that he did during the NFL season, you made money. He had more winning weeks than he had losing weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So we're providing value, and not every industry not every industry needs to have a podcast, and that's just one aspect of what we do. Yeah. We have the green screen room, we got the YouTubers room.
Oh yeah, you have it set up. You got staff, and you guys know what you're doing.
4 drones, 360 cameras. So no matter what it is, we tailor it to your business and your wants and needs. Just podcasting is just is an easy way to do it.
So let me ask you a question. You do the video, it's a podcast, it gets looked at. Do you have a way of tracking it to determine? So you can go back to your client and say, well, how many people saw your podcast?
Absolutely.
You can do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I could tell you right now, 2 people just like this video.
No, really?
Yeah. You see those two?
Hi, Ma.
So everything we could see and we could track. But I don't want people to get wrapped up in the numbers.
Sure.
They put up their first video and they're like, oh, I only got 2 likes. Well, guess what? It's your first video. You need to put some time and effort into this. You need to work the algorithm. I mean, before you can start thinking, let's just use the podcast, for example, should I continue doing a podcast or not? I would do 6 months to a year of a podcast and really give it a college try. I've seen people do one podcast and then be like, oh, I didn't get anything out of it. It's your first one. No one knows you have a show anyway.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. 100% it's a marathon.
It seems like if you want to get ahead, you got to do that. You have to do this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way around it. Social media, this type of media and this wave, this era that we live in right now is the best form of marketing, and it's like it's the first thing you should do. So when someone says, hey, have you seen XYZ business, right? The first thing they're doing is they're going to Instagram, they're seeing what you're up to and what you've been doing. It's the way it is. When I went to the Giant game yesterday, and it's no longer like what's your number, It's what's your Instagram? So like we met a bunch of people tailgating
yeah.
and we're like, oh, we got a tailgate next week. Well, not next week. Next week they're in London. But the
All
week
right.
after for the
Cool.
Ravens game, everyone's
Yeah,
like, we got to
yeah.
come here same time, same place. We
Yeah.
want to tailgate with you guys again. Great. It's no longer what's your
You said
number.
you
It's
must
what's
be
your
You must be a
Instagram.
fun bunch of guys to be with.
Oh, it was.
Tailgating.
We had a lot of
Awesome
fun
time?
yesterday. Too much fun yesterday.
You know, let me ask you too. I mean, all these changes and everything. Is there going to be something different after videos? It's going to be
Absolutely.
holograms. What could
Absolutely.
it possibly be?
Absolutely.
20 years ago, we never would have predicted what the world is today.
Yeah.
Never.
Mhm.
10 years
Yeah.
from now, 5 years. What is if you turn the microphone into a crystal ball based on your knowledge and
All right.
experience, what do you think it's going to be?
So this is going to ruffle feathers. This is going to definitely
Uh-oh.
ruffle feathers. So we already have the VR goggles.
VR,
The
okay,
next,
virtual
yes,
reality,
yeah,
okay.
we got the VR goggles. There already is a metaverse. It already exists,
Wow.
and people are starting to build off of it. Someone just bought a plot of land next to Snoop Dogg's plot of land for $500,000 just to have his plot of metaverse land next to Snoop Dogg. So it's already a thing. The technology is not there yet where it's grasped like the majority of the population, but it's already a thing, and it's kind of like the next wave. So,
so I'm going to
whether
be
it's VR or
you're going to be in a
AR.
virtual reality kind of a
Yeah. So instead of like Zoom calls, you have a Zoom call, you'll be in it'll be the Zoom call, but you'll be in the same room
probably
together.
more like 3D, I imagine.
Yeah, it'd be more 3D. We have another client, Lignum Homes. They're a big developer. They're already building like the homes, what they would look like in real life in this VR place. So when they go to a client, this is what your home's going to look like. Like you put the goggles on, you're going to be able to walk into the home before it's even built.
They can walk through their own home.
Yeah, before it's even built.
Now, you know this is coming, so I know you must be getting prepared for it.
Oh, yeah. So we already have the goggles. We're already
You're all
preparing
set
for
to
that. But yeah, it's not going away. It's just going to evolve. Now, MySpace was a thing 10 years ago. MySpace kind of died off. Facebook rose, TikTok just blew up, so there's always going to be like a social media platform. So like when people say like, oh, I don't want to go on TikTok, it's just kids dancing. The people said that about Instagram. It's only the kids. Now everyone's on Instagram.
Yeah.
So like when these things pop up, we put time and effort into it because you never know when it's going to excel. What's a good one? A Clubhouse. So I don't know if you exactly. Didn't catch on. Okay. It was a small blip that it caught on for like 2 months, and Clubhouse was basically an audio only app. So like TikTok's more video, Instagram was more pictures. This was audio only. So like you would have these little chat rooms where you'd invite a couple people and you'd like have like a mini podcast kind of thing, audio only. Didn't catch on. It wasn't that great. It was all right, but it didn't catch on. But we did put time and effort into it because you want to be everywhere. And if we can get there early, so the people who are on TikTok early and was putting on contact early, they grew faster.
You want to be on a train when it leaves the station.
Exactly.
A real winner.
If we start an Instagram account right now, it's going to be really hard to grow that quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So it takes time and effort, but like if we get there early and we figure it out before other people do, we're going to grow faster. So like we put our eggs in multiple baskets. We're putting a lot of time and effort till we know what works, but we also want to experiment and taste other things where other people and other companies are like,
So you're constantly testing the water.
Yeah. And
COVID,
you
get a hunch, but hunches could work out or not work out.
And COVID was a huge mind shift for a lot of people. I had clients before COVID be like, oh, Facebook's stupid, it's going to be gone in a year. And then COVID strikes and they're calling me up the next week. We got to get on Facebook. So like,
and you're the guy.
And we're the guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could see if a business says, oh, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to create a podcast. It's a mystery. How do you get it done? I'm not asking you to give me your
there's
sauce,
no secret. There's no secret.
You can do it.
Yeah, there's no secret. I'll
get it up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why we had the whole setup in here with the podcasting. You come in for an hour, you sit down, you do your thing, you leave, you're done, and then me and my team goes. Yeah, me and my team goes to work.
I've been on that where you interview me, and I tell you what, it's always a lot of fun.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun, and you know how to talk to people and get them going. And so that's pretty darn awesome.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So podcasting is one of the many things we do, but we also go to remote shoots and we interview your
yes.
employees, and we do features and
Like the
maybe have a
one
new
you did
product.
for Allied
Oh,
construction and roofing.
yeah,
You got a whole day's worth of roofing in
yeah.
3 minutes or so.
Right, yeah. The
It
whole
went
process,
fast.
the whole process of roofing
with
in
the
one
drones.
video.
I presume you
Yeah.
had to have a bunch of drones.
And he's a good example as well. So one piece of content's like, how do we put a roof on? The whole
Sure.
step-by-step process. Another video we just put up is a testimonial from it's a horror story. This lady, the storm came, blew her roof off. Basically, it was leaking on her bed and everything. Allied came in 2 days, fixed everything. It was like there was no storm,
Super
right?
happy.
So this is great testimonial video.
Sure.
And like people like to relate to the person that they're working with.
Absolutely.
So like people can relate if a storm hit
So
my house.
you had a story, you had some emotion.
Absolutely.
There was some danger involved.
Yes. And then
Allied fixed it.
and Allied fixed it. So that's a testimonial.
You made them heroes.
There you go. And then so like that's the testimonial aspect. And then we also made another video. Here's 3 signs that you need a new roof.
Uh-huh.
Do you have like the mold on the ceiling? Do you have the leak?
Stuff.
Do you see that brown stuff? So Pema did a whole like 3 tips to know if you need a new roof. So like this was all value add. It wasn't like buy a roof from us, buy a roof from us. It was like, how can we help you and build your trust? Because all this whole game is building trust and content. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to like spend 6 months on like a marketing strategy.
Sure.
We got to put content out there quickly.
Yeah.
And at the same time balance the content and the quality of it.
Sure.
So speed and quality.
Yeah, I mean, I know Pema too is one of the busiest guys.
Yeah.
I know, extremely busy.
Yep.
He's not going to take the time to worry about advertising or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs
the
expert help.
Absolutely. And that's what we do.
From Undefeated Media.
And that's what we do.
All right, cool. Well, that was extremely interesting, Doug. And it's very fun a lot of fun being on this side of the microphone.
Right, yeah. You need to get a podcast there, Steve.
I was gonna throw you some curves, but you got
throw me the curves. I'm an open book.
Curves.
I'm an open book.
It's all good stuff. Well, let me ask you. All right, competition for what you do. Are there many firms that do what you do? Would you say? And I know, there's a kid with a cell phone who's going to make a video, but they're not going to do it the way you do it. They're not going to have the expertise.
So we're a different breed here. So I guess I'll go into a little deeper. Like my background's in film. So in high school they gave me a camera for my TV production class. They said I could run around during class making videos, not only for my TV production class, but other classes too. So I was like, I'm in. So I'm skipping classes, running around with a camera, doing my TV thing, fell in love with TV production. I went to school. I was a triple major. I majored in television production, digital media arts, and communications.
Yeah, where'd you go to school for that, Doug?
So I was in Canisius up in Buffalo.
Okay.
And, I also went to Mount St. Mary's. So I went 3 years at Canisius. I played lacrosse. We won a MAC championship.
You are a competitor.
I'm very competitive. We won a MAC championship at Canisius. Then I transferred to Mount St.
Incidentally,
Mary's.
if you don't mind me bringing this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you also play basketball.
Not so much anymore.
We understand you were trying to do a LeBron James move, and you popped something in your ankle.
Yes, recently tore my Achilles.
Now it's held in with a couple of wood screws.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. It'll get better.
Yeah, eventually. So no more basketball for me anytime soon.
Didn't mean to interrupt,
it's all right.
but I did.
It's all right. So I went to Canisius for 3 years. We won a MAC championship. When I transferred to Mount St. Mary's, won a MAC championship against Canisius. So it was an interesting couple of years. So so I was a film major, digital media arts and communications. I didn't take any electives. So when my teammates were coming to the locker room with brownies and cupcakes from their sweets electives classes, I didn't take those. I didn't see a need for me to take electives that weren't going to help my occupation, if you will. It's great to be diverse and take these elective classes, but I just took straight up majors. Being a triple major, I had a friend in the business, and he's like, hey, would you like to come and be on set? You can come work. If you work for free for a week, we'll bring you on a Macy's shoot. And if they like you, they're going to invite you to more shoots.
I hope you're going to tell us about the one after.
Absolutely. So I do my first shoot, and it's with Macy's. The week comes to an end, and they're like, "Hey, Doug, great job. Are you available next week?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. What do we got?" And they're like, "Victoria's Secret." I'm like, "I'm in. I'll do it again for free, especially for that one."
Confirms what what your future is going to be.
Absolutely.
So awesome.
I've been on 20 years of Macy's commercials, Victoria's Secret, the Emmys, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That was probably the best one. Not gonna lie, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was probably one of the best ones.
What did that entail? You had to go out to their...
They fly me out to LA for a week. Yes. Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's in 3 places, and it switches like every 3 years. It's in New York, it's in Cleveland, and it's in LA. So they rotate. But the ones that I would go to were in LA. They fly me out for a week. The show's one night. Okay. They fly me out for a week. Every day leading up to the show, which was like the day before I left, are rehearsals with the biggest bands to ever live.
Oh my gosh.
So I think his name's Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son.
Yeah.
So one year, I'm sitting front row in Staples Center next to Colin Hanks as we're just sitting there getting private concerts from Beyonce, Rush, Foo Fighters. Like we just sit there for a week and they would practice their set, but they would also jam together. So I'm seeing crazy stuff. Awesome. That was probably one of the best shoots, one of the best productions. Yeah, it's just a full week long private rehearsal, just hangout session with all these bands.
What did you do in the evening? You hang out and to famous people?
Yeah, just hang out. Yeah, pretty much hang out for a week, have a grand old time, and then the show would happen. We work hard for the show, and then it's all done.
Yeah. I guess you never said, "Gee, could I get your autograph?"
No. So I'm not very like starstruck. The one time there was
you were doing serious business, and that's what it
I'm not. I'm not one to get like starstruck. There was one person that I was like, all right, this is cool. And now it's Michael J. Fox. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan.
Wow.
So when we're doing the Emmys, he came. He came into our little green room area, and I was hanging out with Marty McFly. So that was the one. That was a good one. Tracy Morgan's hilarious. Tracy Morgan is performing no matter where he is. So we're in the green room. He comes in now. In the green room at the Emmys, there's like a bunch of people in. Like it's not just like you get your own private green room. These are people who are doing the nominees and stuff. So it's like more like a hangout hall, and there's like multiple people in there. There's couches and TVs and stuff like that. Tracy Morgan, no matter where he's going, he's performing. He's sitting on the couch, and within 30 seconds, he's got control of the whole room. All eyes are on him, and he's just telling stories and doing comedy stuff, and the whole place is laughing.
That's just his natural personality.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But we digress. Now I'm getting off topic. So
no, this is cool stuff. This is very interesting.
Thank you. Very interesting. So my background heavily in film with the top productions you can think of. The Macy's crew that I was working with, they recruited me to do more marketing stuff. They're like, hey, we love what you're doing. Do you want to come be in our marketing team? And they were doing stuff for DirecTV, AT&T, Verizon, Sam's Club, Walmart, all those fun stuff. They were like, you're growing. And after working with them in 6 months, they're like, you're doing great. You're doing awesome. We want to send you out to Charlotte to open up a sister branch and expand the company.
This wasn't part of your internship at this point. You're actually.
I was only intern for a week.
For a week.
My first day. You really want to go into? There's more stories about Victoria's Secret. We'll keep it PG. But so I interned for like a couple of weeks with the Macy's, and then everything else was I was like in it, and like that business is very feast and famine. So like, are you available this week? Great. Are you available this week? Great. So I was working before I even graduated.
Yeah. So now that kind of work, that's not something you would even be able to do now, because this.
So we full-fledged. Yeah. So let me rewind a little bit. So once the Macy's crew brought me in to do the marketing, I was doing stuff for DirecTV, AT&T, Verizon. They sent me to Charlotte to expand the company. And with the responsibilities there were like build businesses, do marketing, build a team, social media. It was more marketing focused, less production focused. So we were in Charlotte. We did great in Charlotte, an up and coming city, but outside of Charlotte was ghost towns, swamps, and alligators.
Yeah.
So after like, a year in Charlotte, they were like, great, we want to move this office. There's only so many times people are going to sign up for DirecTV, right? So we want to move this studio office now to Atlanta. Then we want to move it to New Orleans. And I just foresaw that once a year, I'm going to pick up everything. Sure. and move. And I wasn't 21 or 22, which would probably been fun, experience to just move around every year. But I was looking for something, to grow on. I didn't feel like building something up and then tearing it down, building something and tearing down. I was like, I'm too competitive for that.
And when you say marketing and production, you're really more of a production person. You prefer
Yeah, we were.
everything?
Yeah. So,
Rather
well,
than-
that brings us to today. So instead of going from city to city and moving around a lot, I decided to come back to New Jersey, take all my high quality film experience on the,
Sure.
on the top productions, and now I know how to run a business, how to manage a team, do the marketing, social media, and we merge them to be one because there's no reason why there shouldn't be. Like, a lot of these companies out there, they're just a video person. Here's your one video, $4,000
Yeah.
video. Here you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing what we can to help the business grow.
So you have
we actually
long-term
care.
clients where there's ongoing production
Yeah.
and you're constantly updating it.
One video isn't going to
You're
really
making them famous.
make the bank, break the
and-
bank. What we do constant production, whether it's testimonial videos, whether it's a podcast, or for real estate, we're showcasing a house. So we do a lot of various things for the business, and it's not just here's one video, good luck
Okay.
to you.
So is that an uncommon model? in
Oh,
your
yeah.
type of business.
This is the secret. I'm letting all the secrets out.
Don't say anything.
I'm letting all the secrets out. Yes, it's
Secret.
not a lot of people do it this way. They'll make you one video, try to get $4 or $5 grand from it, and
then adios.
adios. And this, and then on the reverse aspect of it, you have people who say they're social media marketers.
Yeah, yeah.
They're running around with a cell phone. They don't understand how the algorithms work. They're making stuff on basic posts, and it's just like buy this from me or do this, and no one cares.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it that way, but when some of these people are posting, no one, what about buy from me do you think the end consumer cares about? They don't care. They don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, take them out to dinner first
Right,
before you
yeah.
try to take them home.
It reminds me of these TV commercials for car dealerships.
Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah.
commission breath. Holy moly.
Exactly. So if I'm a car dealership, let's do that. Well, we could do a little, there's a
Okay.
curveball. So if I'm a car dealership, I'm not everyone can figure out that I'm a car dealership. But how about I make content how to connect the Apple CarPlay? If you have a soccer mom van, here's the new soccer mom, whatever, X53, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you connect your Apple device to the Apple CarPlay? Or what is this check engine light came on, or this light came on your dashboard? What does that mean?
So
What you should do?
Car dealership should engage with your business and have them make up a whole boatload
Oh, yeah.
of podcasts
Oh,
how
yeah.
to do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know people had the same car for 4 or 5 years, and the cell phone rings and they're digging for it,
Yeah.
instead of having to hook up with everything. Yeah, that makes sense.
How
Makes
to
a lot of
connect
sense.
that? How to mount the best place to mount the phone in your car? The
yeah.
possibilities are endless. Check engine
Yeah,
lights. What type of tires you get? Where should you get your oil change? What
Yeah,
oil
how
you should be
often?
putting in? There's the possibilities are endless, and
Changes
that's
the seasons. Yeah. Has this
Yeah.
ever been proposed to a car dealership, or are they just
we've
the
talked
same
to a
old thing
few
again
things
and
here
again.
and there. We've seen some horror stories as well. I don't know how I won't name names. But there was a car dealership that brought me in for a consultant session.
Uh-huh.
So we came in, they were we're spending all this money on Facebook ads, but we're not really seeing a change. So I was like, all right, can you show me? There's not a receipt, but you when you run ads, it'll give you
Yeah.
stats, how many people saw it, how many people clicked, all this stuff, right? So can I get the spreadsheet of what you guys ran? They're like, yeah, we got this other company do it. Let's get them and give it to. Well, we're gonna call them up right now. So I call them up. Okay, can you send us over the stats? This red flag number one. Oh yeah. We're gonna need a week or two to give that to you. We'll get back to you in a week or two. Yeah, takes 2 seconds, Steve.
Oh my God.
Literally. Here's my ads for all of
Yeah.
Facebook. Any one of my clients, I could pull it up,
Yeah.
and it tells me exactly what I need to go. It's a simple screenshot, and they can send it to me. It takes 2 seconds. That's red flag number
So
one.
what happened next with this car dealership?
So all right, let me know when you got the spreadsheet. I'll come back. So I leave. 2 weeks later, they got the spreadsheet. Now, this company, this car dealership, was spending $2,500 a month on just Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Okay. So they throw me the spreadsheet. I'm looking at it. and they're supposed to be spending $2,500 per month on Facebook. Sure enough, at the bottom at the total, $2,500 on the dot. Another red flag number 2. $2,500 on the dot.
I mean,
That's
they were
exactly how
charging
much.
them per click or per hit or something like
Oh,
that.
let me continue. On the bottom of the spreadsheet from Facebook, $2,500. I'm looking at the rest of the spreadsheet, but as they ran, okay, all right. At the top, it wasn't what they were supposed to be spending, $2,500 a month. At the top, it was from like August 1st, the time frame, August 1st to like February 25th, right? So they were actually, and the credit card wasn't onto their Facebook, the company's Facebook. They were paying the company $2,500 and expecting them to run the ads for them. So they were pocketing like $2,200 and spending $300 a month on the actual ads.
Did the car dealership ever realize this after you met? What happened next?
That company was long gone. Then there's a lot of things that happened, and I won't rename names because some shady stuff was going on. So that company was stealing money from them, the dealership. The dealership was doing some shady stuff where they were getting cars from corporate, and then they would get the cars to the dealership, and then they would they would call the person at corporate to erase the cars from ever existing. So cars were disappearing.
And they would sell them without
and then it would sell them with that. Exactly. So so when they fired the company that was stealing the money, they were going to bring me in, and then like the FBI got involved because someone was stealing cars. So like it just kind of everything kind of just. And I think that's still going on. There's still an investigation going on. So I didn't get signed on that kind of shit. Yeah. We won't mention any names, but you know, but we were almost about to do it, and then it was a nice car dealership. But the FBI got involved. So.
You can't really steal cars.
It's nuts. It's nuts what people like try to get away with. I don't have the heart to do that stuff. So like every one of our clients that we work with, if they're running an ad, like we have the whole business suite with the special tools of Facebook. But like if I run an ad for you for $25 and we go over who we want to target, that $25 is charged directly to your account. You're not handing me $25 and I'm we're playing ads for you. Like everything's connected. You could see everything. It's crazy. Yeah, we're very transparent. And you know, we treat this as if you're like part of the team, part of our family. Like we want you to be successful. We're doing everything in our power to be successful, not just in video, whatever it needs to be at the time. We're treating the business like it's our own. So whether it's making the content or networking for you or bringing you in, like the Heckle Hole's a great example because we're bringing different aspects to a location and we're all growing together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want to have a legit business and you want to get referrals. You do that when your customers are happy and successful because of what you do for them.
Absolutely. That's what we try to do. What we try to do here.
Well, Doug, you know, you told me everything I know right now about social media and videos, but you didn't tell me everything you know. And I think
there's much more. That's just the basics.
I'm sure that was the basics. But well, listen, this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed this, and I got a better picture myself of what you do.
Thank you.
And maybe make it easier for me to give you referrals.
Thank you. Any other questions? And are you stumped on anything?
No, actually, you're pretty clear. Except for the mystery of how you do things, you know, created a podcast and getting it out there. But I trust that that's you have that down.
And that's just scratching the surface. Like I said, like we go to remote shoots. We help you come up with your script or what the plot's about or what we're trying to portray. And, you know, we kind of, you know, take it from there.
You want to throw the drama in with a leaky roof.
Yeah. Little leaky roof. But it's all about the value. Like the one thing that people don't really understand or think about, it's like what's in it for them.
Yeah.
Not what's in it for you. Everyone knows you're trying to make a sale. Yeah. Like you don't lead with that. They'll figure that out.
Sure.
So like, this is my one example I use for everybody. If I'm a real estate agent, I'm not just making content, buy a house for me, buy a house for me, buy a house for me. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is go to the town or the area that I want to do business in, and I'm going to do a pizza review of the local pizzeria. I'm going to interview
right.
the principal of the high school. I'm going to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the local YMCA. I'm going to do an interview with him. I'm going to make all these little videos interviewing and
So
interacting with the
the real
content.
estate firm will have these as podcasts, and people will be
Yeah,
interested.
it doesn't even have to be a
Best-
podcast.
Joe's
You can go to
Pizza,
the
the
lo-
best
yeah,
in
go to the
town.
local pizzeria. Go to the YMCA. You can go to them. It doesn't have to be a podcast. It could be just a simple video of like, hey, we're here at the local YMCA with the president of the YMCA, and they got XYZ coming up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, all these videos that you make with all these people in the local area, they're going to share your video because an ego boost for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Look, this person just
Well,
came and featured us.
I remember you did this with the guy that owned the little restaurant and the beer.
Little
What was that?
restaurant and the beer.
Hackensack.
Little
He had a
restaurant
little
and the beer.
microbrewery.
What did we
About a
do?
year ago. Well, you
Yeah.
drank some beer, I think.
We drank some beer.
Yeah,
We do it. There's a lot of
Well,
breweries we do
whatever.
stuff with.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
long story
but it was
short-
the kind of thing. It was extremely interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, hey, come and buy get something to eat and,
Yeah.
and drink beer with us. It was nice.
Yeah. So
It's friendly.
now all these businesses that you just interviewed and work with, YMCA, the beer guy, the local school, the pizzeria, they're all going to share your video
Sure.
in that area that you want to do business in. Now the people who live there, they're going to see you everywhere. He's at the
Boy, I
pizzeria.
wanna-
He's at the YMCA. He's with the principal of the high school.
I want to be there. I want to be in that.
They're gonna, who is this
I
guy?
want Doug.
Who is this guy? I don't know who he is. So then they're gonna click on your
Yeah,
profile
yeah.
and see, oh, he's a real estate agent in the area.
Yeah.
You don't have to lead off with that. They'll figure
Who's
it
the
out.
guy? The guy is
They could figure
Doug
it out.
Freidman.
They
of
could-
Undefeated Media.
Yep. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't have to shove it down their face.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
All righty.
Any other brain busters?
I'm not smart enough to make brain busters. All right.
Good stuff, Steve. You did a wonderful job hosting.
Well, I think you did a wonderful job of being interviewed.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
have all
it.
the answers that, well, it's easy to come up with answers on things that you've been doing for so long and that you have a passion for.
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
And yeah, you'll do well. Wish you the best. And,
Thank you.
Your daughter's name, what is it going to be?
Samantha's
Samantha.
in the lead. Samantha's in the lead.
All right. God
February
bless you.
2nd. Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you
Thank
guys for
you.
watching. And you want to tell them to catch us on the next time? Tell them to catch us next
Catch us
time.
on the next one. Which camera is actually
Go look at that one. There you
That
go.
one,
Host,
catch
Mr.
it.
Host.
Catch us the next time at Undefeated Media with Doug Freidman.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.